Today we're on our way to Port Alexander. It's a little bit rolly. I'm doing pretty good though.
We are headed south on the east side of Baranof Island. Port Alexander is right before you reach the southern tip of the island.
Eric is doing an engine check right now. He does it just about every hour. I think it will be a little bit less later, but for now he's still trying to figure out what's normal and what's not.
A little rolly here, but they did get worse. I didn't videotape them because I was a little nervous. Here's Port Alexander. To reach Port Alexander, you need to go through this fairway, and you line up with these markers which the arrow is pointing to.
We're coming into Port Alexander. There were some big waves. I didn't even get them recorded because I was just hanging on.
Port Alexander has two docks. We docked at the first dock that's circled, but there was a second dock that was farther back. At the top of the dock, there was a drop box for the dock fees and the rules to follow. Note that there's a lot of float plane traffic by this main dock, and even the sign warns you about that. Eric had received a phone call from the harbor master in Juneau needing a payment, so we were looking for internet or cell service and thought we might find it at Port Alexander. There was a phone at the top of the dock, similar to like in Teneke, which of course we didn't know how to use. The sweetest young girl met us at the dock and walked us to a place where we could get internet. I was totally enthralled with our conversation as she told us about her life here at Port Alexander and failed to videotape the walk to the second dock. She was just full of information. And here's the second dock. I don't believe our boat could get back there, though I do see another large boat there. We walked further along that beach and found two Canadian geese. They were very impressive and quite big. I don't think they'd be concerned about Distin at all. We retraced our steps back to the boat. Port Alexander had boardwalks for their walkways as opposed to the dirt like in Teneke. Here's the schoolhouse. We met a very sweet girl, and she took us over here. This is called Bear House. Bear Hall. And that's where we were able to use some internet. She was very informative and very nice. Bear Hall had a laptop in it and internet and was unlocked and available for anybody to use it. I am sure that arriving at Port Alexander on a sunny day made it that much more beautiful. The young girl did inform us that it rained a lot in Port Alexander. Check out the buoy tree.
So it looks like somebody's building a house over there, and they bring this barge over and are unloading this boat, which is carrying stuff. We also saw a lot of Amazon packages today.
The young girl that we met said that they could order from Amazon and Old Navy and have it shipped to Sitka, and then these boats would bring the packages over to Port Alexander. Is anybody surprised to see Distin on the bow of the boat? I really enjoy cooking in my galley. I also like to repurpose food. We had some leftover steak, so I decided we were going to have beef stroganoff that night. I like collecting new recipes off of Pinterest, and this one had brandy in it. We got hooked on a couple other boating shows on YouTube, and we still follow them. We love the fact we can download our shows and then watch them later, even without internet. Today we're headed off to another no-name cove, though the book Exploring Southeast Alaska by Don Douglas and Renee Hemingway Douglas, they nicknamed the cove Reanne's Terror. Beginning to wonder why the prettiest of anchorages has the word terror in them. This anchorage is 26 miles northwest of Redfish Cape. We were chatting with the captain of the EAC on the dock before we left, and he did mention that there was quite a few swells that you rode into the cove on. Today's trip was 22 nautical miles, and it took us about 3.75 hours. Here is the route that we're taking to get into the cove. Nope, this isn't scary at all. Eric is slowing the boat down just a little here.
Are you sure that was a good idea?
Nope, not scary at all.
We aren't going through that little tiny crack up there, are we? What? Oh. Okay.
We have now passed the rock that guards the opening of this cove. It was so much calmer once we got past that rock and out of the swell. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful.
Eric does not just rely on his navigation equipment on the boat. He's still a believer in charts.
It was so pretty, so we went up on the flybridge to have a drink. And I'm looking out there and I'm like, what is that? And I saw a deer swim by. This is my first time seeing a deer swim. Again, it was pretty cool.
So we're just sitting here on the flybridge, and I look out, and I say, hey, that looks like a deer swimming.
No, she says, what's that? Because she has no idea what it is.
I had an idea it was a deer.
She'd been looking at it for a while.
But it looked like a deer.
It was a deer. No doubt about it. It was a big deer. A nice deer. Pretty cool. Second time I've ever seen one swimming in the water.
I've never seen one swim in the water.
Pretty cool.
The next morning we got up and got ready to go. Here's Eric washing off the anchor with the anchor wash. There's a thin layer of mud that we anchored in. My timing was a little off this morning. I wanted to make rhubarb sour cream muffins, but I didn't get to them in time. We have to get out of here because of the tide. We want to have the smoothest transition we can into the open ocean. I'm afraid to put them in the oven because I don't know what it's going to be like in the open ocean. So there they are sitting. Oh well, we'll see what happens.
This is a really cool anchorage. You have to come in through these rocks and then through another set of rocks. So you really don't get any of the ocean swell. We did get a lot of wind though. So it's kind of cool due to the wind.
Cool in temperature, but it was a cool anchorage too.
You don't even have your life jacket on. Do you have a secret door? Starting to be able to feel the ocean swell. It's looking like the muffins might get baked.
Doesn't this make you just want to head around the world? However, at this point, we're just headed towards Sitka.
Well, Havaseas you later.
Click like and subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you for watching. And thank you for watching.